Thanks for having you on my YouTube channel again. Your support is divine because it contributes in taking weight from our shoulders. With deep heart of gratitude, I wish you'll well. Please subscribe to this channel. Once, in the quiet village of Elora, where the rivers had dried and the crops refused to grow, people had stopped praying, not because they didn't believe in God anymore, but because they thought he had forgotten them. Among them lived a 27-year-old boy named Eli. His father had died during the last harvest, and his mother was sick. Every morning Eli would walk miles to fetch water, barely enough to keep his mother alive. The villagers called him the last lamp, because even in despair his eyes still carried light. One evening, as Eli returned with a leaking clay pot of water, he knelt beside his mother and whispered, "Mama, do you think God still helps people?" She touched his hand and replied weakly, "God doesn't forget. Sometimes he waits until the heart becomes quiet enough to listen." That night, Eli went outside and stared at the silent sky. With tears in his eyes, he muttered, "God, I don't want riches. I just want my mother to live. I want my village to smile again." He didn't know it, but that honest cry pierced through heaven like a golden arrow. "Another call has been made," said the angel, holding a scroll. "From a boy in Elora." A deep voice echoed, "Send help." "But why him?" asked a younger angel beside him. The whole village stopped believing. The elder angel smiled, "But the boy still believes, and God never overlooks faith dressed in humility." The next day, clouds gathered for the first time in years. Eli awoke to the smell of rain. A stranger stood by the well in the village square. He was a traveler with no name, just kind eyes and a weathered smile. "I heard there was a drought here," the man said. "I carry seeds that grow fast, even in dry soil." The villagers were skeptical, but Eli's mother, now slightly stronger, whispered to a neighbor, "Let the boy try." They gave Eli a small patch of dry land behind his house. The traveler knelt with him, placed seeds in the dust, and whispered a prayer over them. By evening, the soil had darkened, and by the next morning, green shoots. The traveler was never seen again. Weeks later, food returned, so did laughter. Eli's mother sat in the sun telling stories again, the village well filled with water, and every night people gathered and prayed, this time not just out of need, but in gratitude. God sends divine help not because we earn it, but because we need it. He steps in when hope flickers, when hearts call out with nothing left to offer but faith. Sometimes it comes as rain, sometimes as a stranger, but always as love disguised in timing we don't expect. And often all it takes is one last lamp that refuses to go out. When humanity remembers God, he reminds them he never forgot. The end.